Hello there everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today I thought it would be the perfect time to talk about 3 spring cleaning practices. And of course, they are magical. Where I live currently, spring is just around the corner. The days are still a little bit chilly, but you can see the starts of the plants all over the lowlands. And the air just is starting to pick up that signature sweet scent that is so indicative of spring. And it's usually around this time that I like to start incorporating some more spring cleaning in the magical sense into my home and my practice. So I figured I would introduce you to 3 of my favorites today. But before we get too deep into this video is sponsored, so let's hear a bit more about that. Did you know that detergent pods are wrapped in plastic and that plastic is ending up in our oceans, rivers, and soils? As someone who has been very excited to have a dishwasher in the apartment where I've been living after years of not having one, I've also been presented with a new problem: all the single-use plastic. So I've been on the hunt for substitutions that are free from single-use plastic and made from naturally derived and clean ingredients. So in an effort to limit my impact on the environment, I'm so glad to have found Blueland and to partner with them again. Their products use no single-use plastic in any component, not in their bottles, tablets, wrappers, or what they use for shipping. Their packaging is either compostable or recyclable, and all their products are free of phosphates, chlorine bleach, parabens, VOCs, ammonia, triglycerin, and phthalates. Not to mention they are hypoallergenic and sourced from vegan and non-GMO ingredients. Blueland's products are also effective and affordable. Their dishwasher tablets are proven to perform on baked on or burnt on stains with no rinse aid needed, and their laundry tablets are proven to lift off the toughest stains. Something very useful to me as I am always getting grass stains from foraging. You can save even more by buying refills in bulk or setting up a subscription. Their subscriptions are customizable and convenient, and with them you'll never run out of your most used products. I have their dishwasher starter set and their laundry starter set. Their dishwasher starter set came with an adorable reusable container and 60 tablets of their dishwasher detergent, and their laundry starter set came with another adorable reusable container and 60 of their laundry detergent tablets. I cook a lot and make tons of herbal concoctions on the daily, so their dishwasher tablets are getting plenty of use. I'm very pleased with how they clean my dishes, and I'm really happy to have found this eco-friendly solution. So if this sounds like something you'd be interested in, all you have to do is click my link below to get 15% off your first kit. Blueland is sharing a special offer just for my viewers. Thanks to Blueland for sponsoring this video, and let's get back into it. Alrighty, welcome back. Let's dive in. The lighting is very inconsistent today. Very true of spring, so apologies how the video may look throughout this, but we're gonna roll with it. The first step before getting into any of the magical practices of cleaning is to do the boring, mundane, physical aspect of cleaning. In order for a magical cleansing or purification to work effectively, we need to have a clean physical space to begin. This means sweeping the floors, getting up all of the grime, dirt, and dust, maybe opening the windows for a bit, organizing things, putting away the bits and bobs that may have accumulated everywhere, and just creating a general organized and clean space in the mundane sense. Magic can be worked over a messier home to some extent, but the energy does tend to get kind of stuck, and it's just harder to maintain that clean. And it's harder to have a very effective one as well. So by starting with the more boring, mundane step of cleaning, we are able to increase the longevity of the spells we're working. So go through your home, pick up all the clutter, put away what doesn't need to be out, organize the little bits and bobs, sweep and mop and dust, and put away dishes and clean the ones in the sink. It's not the most fun, but once you get through it, it's time to begin with the fun and magical part. So within the 3 practices that I will be presenting to you, there are variations of each. I wanted to make sure that all of them would be accessible to you regardless of your living situation. So while some of them may start with my recommendation of including smoke or fire, if you'd prefer to work with water, or other materials, there are options. So this should be very accessible and also very malleable. It's best to make spells that match your practice and feel right to you and match just your lifestyle. So go into these with that in mind. Now, the first spring cleaning practice that I like to employ at every start of the spring is a smoke cleanse, typically with cedar or rosemary. I usually always have a cedar bundle bound from this season or previous seasons. You'll of course want your bundles to be completely dried and ready to work with, same with the rosemary or whatever plant you may choose to work with. If you're burning it, it should be bone dry. If I'm choosing to burn rosemary, I tend to sprinkle it just into a heat-safe container and put it on a bit of charcoal. This way it smolders and burns quite a bit, and it is very strong, but it smells divine and works really, really well. I do adore rosemary after a particularly sticky winter of energy, or if I am working to reset a new space. For example, I'm planning on moving to a new home soon, and one of the first steps I'm going to take when I move in is to burn rosemary. I find it to be extremely effective and I just adore it. But of course, there are other options as well. Take some time, look through the herbs that you have around you or common tea herbs. Anything that is cleansing or purifying will do. I really adore pine or lavender or chamomile kind of for this. There are plenty of options and it's very endless. But for the spring cleaning aspect, I usually like to just use one herb. It keeps it very simple and clean. And when I'm doing this, I make sure to go through the entire house, making sure every place is hit with the smoke. Of course, usually all of the windows are open as well to help release some of that extra smoke and just the energy as well. And when I'm all done, I allow it to finish smoldering on my work table where I cast most of my spells and do most of my workings. Now, if you are unable to work with smoke, given your living situation or lifestyle or just desire, you can also make a simmer pot or a spray using cleansing herbs and the same kind of practice, just going through the home to clear out that energy. And with this, even though you're not using smoke, you should probably also open the windows just to help clear out that energy as you work. Now, once that's complete, it's time for the second practice. This time, we're going to seal off those thresholds that you just released all this energy through, give them a cleansing and also welcoming for the right kind of energy setup. I tend to like to do this with a infusion of a single herb or a combination of herbs and just wipe the frame of windows or the door frames or just anything that is a passageway in and out of the house. I very often do this with chamomile. You'll hear me talk about that a lot. I find chamomile to be a very beautiful herb to work with for this purpose. It is minorly protective, a little purifying, but I just really adore how it seems to invite a lot of happiness and calm into the home. And that's what I want in my home. But of course you could do this with any herb of your choosing and tied to whatever you may want to work with. Some other herbs that are good for this time are lavender and pine, maybe rose. I personally really like to work with spring herbs as well if they're up. Lilacs are great, and so are dandelions. It's up to you and what you have around you. Now, another way you could do this is with an oil infusion. It sticks around a little bit longer than a water infusion does, but then you also have oil around your home, which is not always ideal. I do like to use oil infusions on doorways though, because they are a little bit stronger. And finally, the third practice that I really enjoy for spring cleaning. This is a working I used to do quite a bit, but nowadays only do it on special occasions. And spring cleaning is one of them. And it's a little silly because it is something that is very straightforward and I do often anyways, but without the same level of intent. With that lead up, this is just making an infusion to wash your floors. This works along the same lines as the thresholds. We are locking in that cleansing that we've created and putting certain energies that we wish to bring to our home. So often I will make a lavender floor wash for this time of year. It's similar to chamomile with that calming, happy vibe, but it's a little bit more cleansing than chamomile is. And I feel like it's a bit more fitting for the floor cleaning. But again, you can use any herb that you please for this, or a combination. You could use pine or chamomile, rosemary, whatever feels right to you. Now, if you don't wish to do a full floor wash, you can also make a spray infusion, or just flick the infusion around and put it onto the floor. That will also give a similar effect. And with that, those are the 3 spring cleaning practices that I would recommend to you. They're all very simple and versatile, and I really enjoy them. They always make my house feel so much brighter, and I just enjoy having that connection to my home. It welcomes the season, and it's a really big step in resetting this time for me, and I hope you've enjoyed. Let me know if there's any other practices that you tend to do around this time of year. I'd be really interested to hear from you and maybe learn some new things. And let me know what you think about these methods if you go and try them out. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you would like to, I'd really appreciate it if you checked out my Patreon. There I share art, herbal profiles, book recommendations, and monthly workshops. It's really what keeps things alive over here, so I'm very grateful to all of you there, and it would mean the world if you supported me there. I also have another channel where I share vlogs, more day-to-day life, magic, herbalism, all those good things, and I have a book. It's all about spellcraft with a focus on herbal magic, so if you're interested, any of these things that I've mentioned will be linked down below. I hope you're having a lovely day, and I can't wait to see you again soon.